Hello everybody, it is Julie. As you can see, it's 1:11 in the morning. If you don't know it about me, it's a fact that I have insomnia. It probably doesn't help the situation that I tend to drink 2 cups of coffee a day. And I'm talking about venti cups, not just cups. Because I ordered two. In real life, if I was able, in real life, that's in quotations, if I was able to go to my Starbucks and hang out, I would do one venti coffee and sit there and drink it. But since I have to order in my coffee, I figure might as well order two. And that's been my habit since this thing started, which is ridiculous. So I can't sleep. That's the point. What's the point of this? No idea. So I decided to pop into Twitter, y'all, and do uh, the apocalypse, toilet paper apocalypse hashtag and see what we get. My internet is not keen, so I may not be able to watch videos, which is kind of annoyingly sad. Um, yeah, I don't think the video thing's gonna work. Um, what I might do is maybe pause my recording and try to let a video load and see if it'll play. Um, yeah, I might have to just let everything load and then come back in, but everybody is um explain to me this to be the greatest gift ever. Panic buying. The government recommends avoiding crowds so people flock to the grocery store to stand in lines coughing on each other so they can buy a cart full of needless toilet paper. Toilet paper emergency? I'm not gonna look at that. So I guess people are hoarding pasta too. I doubt it's as serious as all that. I wish these would load. I wish my internet was better. There's so many things I wish. So I couldn't get anything to open up on Twitter. I'm not really in Twitter a lot. It's very rare I'm in Twitter at all. But this is YouTube, and it's talking about toilet paper apocalypse. Shoppers fight. Does toilet paper stop the coronavirus? The answer to that is no. What's a pack for the apocalypse? Costco sells out of water and toilet paper. How to make your own toilet paper. Okay, guys, here's the thing about like water. If you live in a place and you don't have a medical reason, okay? So we have like Flint, no, don't drink the tap water. Some people cannot handle the fluoride or the chlorine or whatever the crud is in tap water, okay? If you don't have an issue with tap water, then just, you can buy like a case of bottled water in case, which highly unlikely. We're not in a war. We're not, okay. Highly unlikely that like our water, gas, electric in America is going to shut down randomly. But you can buy bottled water. Just don't buy bottled water. You know what I'm saying? Like don't hoard. I think for me that's the biggest thing about it is the hoarding. Um just think about other people. Think about other people. I that is just a thing for me. Like how let's see if I can get a YouTube video to play.
A wave of panic buying as coronavirus fears continue to spread worldwide.
Whoop.
Supermarkets have been wiped out of daily necessities.
And we've seen similar scenes in Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Japan. And one particular item flying off the shelves, toilet paper. An expert we spoke to earlier explained the craze.
I think it's basically the human fear that there is the potential to run out of what is effectively an essential product item. And when we're talking about bare essentials, such as toilet paper, consumers want to have that in their household. And I think there's a security and a sense of security that is attached to actually having an adequate supply of toilet paper in your household.
She's an expert. She's the marketing director at a university, but she's the expert. Okay, anyway, beside the point on that. We have had so many genuine... All right. Okay. Did this happen for Y2K? No. I remember for Y2K that we worried about water and gasoline. Okay? So, what did we do? We didn't go out and buy. We already have bottled water because we tend to drink bottled water anyway. So, we had whatever we had bottled water-wise. I think we bought a few canned goods. You know, like, we didn't, like, go insane. We didn't stock our pantry, but we made sure that in case something happened, we had something to get us through a few days. Now, everybody's saying 30 days. Okay. Anyway, moving on. And then we looked at, gasoline. So, like, my brother went out and he bought, like, I think it was maybe 2 gas cans and filled them with gasoline. And we're talking the little gas cans. Like, the 1 gallon... 1 or 3 gallon or whatever, like the ones you go, oh crap, I ran out of gas, and you walk to the gas station carrying that to fill your car, to make it to the gas station to fill your car. That's what we did for Y2K. Correct me if I'm wrong. Were any of you alive for Y2K? Did we stock up on toilet paper? Was there a shortage of toilet paper? I cannot understand this, but let's let this expert continue to talk about how the thing that they're reaching for, that they're most concerned about running out of, is toilet paper. Like, it's insanity. Like, I don't know if it's just because I'm in China and I have toilet paper in the country where you have to take your own toilet paper into most of the bathrooms here and you can't even flush it. You have to throw it in the waste bin, which is totally unsanitary and is my biggest struggle in this place. You can't even flush the toilet paper here. And yet we are fine with toilet paper. But in America, that's the thing that's flying off the shelves when you could possibly be... I don't understand it. Okay, let's keep going.
There is an effect, what we call the herding effect, which is when you see consumers down an aisle of a supermarket crowding around shelves of toilet paper and purchasing it, there is an element of where you actually do get drawn into that, a psychology where you feel like you may miss out, a fear of missing out. In the last 48 hours in particular, we've seen a significant increase in social media reporting of stockouts of toilet paper, of restrictions being placed on retail supply of toilet paper, and also cases of consumers who've actually engaged in conflict in the aisles whilst trying to purchase the items. In Australia, it's been coined Toiletgate.
It wipes your nether regions. Like, you're fighting over something that's a one-time use that wipes your nether regions and then goes down the toilet. You're fighting over toilet paper? I can't. What is happening?
Toilet paper gate. That does increase a sense of anxiety and fear, and consumers do get caught up in this frenzy of needing to purchase and an urgency to purchase as well.
Okay, so in that sense, she is an expert because she's in marketing. And marketing is all about supply and demand. Like, if I really make you want this, then you're going to want it. I guess supply and demand may not be the right words. I'm not a marketing person. But it's insane. It's insane. I'm sitting here halfway around the world watching this unfold, and I'm thinking in my brain, like, if I was still in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and this was happening, and I found out that there was no toilet paper available to purchase in my hometown, I'd be reacting like these people. I went shopping this morning as I only had 3 rolls of toilet paper left. There is no toilet paper in Santa Fe. We have a huge issue. It's not the flu. Santa Fe has diarrhea. Like I said, if you're going to try to justify it based on something like, oh, well, it's just because people are afraid of running out. Like, That's the last thing I think of. The fact that people are thinking of toilet paper is mind-boggling. Like, okay, I'm not against toilet paper, obviously, but in my brain, I'm like, when I think about, like, if I had to go on the lam and I had to, like, survive in nature, toilet paper is the last thing I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about a tent. I'm thinking, I'd actually probably want two tents, one that's slightly larger that my smaller one could sit inside because I hate bugs. I'm not a camper, guys, and I'm not a survivalist, so don't mock my thinking here, my thinking bubble. The one thing I think about that probably most people don't, because like I think about the sleeping bags, I think about making sure that you have like a water purification thing, that you have a way to get food, whether it's a way to fish, whatever. Like you just figure out your life, right? Toilet paper is never on my list ever. Would I think to grab a roll? Maybe, but it's like not on my list as a survivalist thing. The random thing I think about is shaving my head, because if I go like without washing my hair too long, my scalp really itches and like I can actually get headaches from it. I know that sounds really bad. Like not because I scratch my head, but just I think it's a mental thing. So I would shave my head because I wouldn't want to have to deal with it. But then I think if I'm going to shave my head, then I'm going to need like sunblock because my scalp would get burned. So like my brain goes to random places, but never to toilet paper. Okay, so apparently this is how people are protecting themselves from the coronavirus. And then the people most at risk from coronavirus are the elderly, the ill, and the vulnerable. The same people likely to be least able to go beyond their weekly shopping budget to stockpile goods. As a community, can we make sure that the elderly, ill, and vulnerable people in our neighborhoods can find what they need still on the shelves when they come to do their weekly shopping? Well, weekly shop, but that's BBC. 100% agree. What in the crap is going on? And then this post, just a reminder, even the CDC said to have 30 days of necessities on hand, just in case. Which means, unless you have a medical problem, no one goes through 240 rolls of toilet paper in 30 days. That's why I was saying, if you buy toilet paper once a month for your family, then you're okay. You're okay. Like, okay, let's say you buy a 24 pack and it lasts you a month, okay? And let's say like it's, well, right now it's like the beginning of the month, but it depends when you purchase it. It's about mid-month actually. So like maybe you have 16 rolls left. You don't need another 24 pack of toilet paper. Just grab like a 4-pack or an 8-pack. Or just like ration. How much are you using? How much toilet paper are you using? You only need like 3 or 4 squares, people. I tell you, China teaches you. Because if you're gonna flush toilet paper, you're not gonna flush a lot of it, right? That's what the hand sanitizer's for. You use a little bit of the toilet paper and then you wash your hands. You're supposed to wash your hands after you use the bathroom, no matter how much toilet paper you use. I'm just saying, whatever. Anyway. Unless you want to fill your bathtub with Purell, no one needs 5 liters of hand sanitizer for 30 days. Unless you're setting up your own sterile laboratory with stage 3 quarantine protocols. You do not need 12 bottles of Lysol for 30 days. Unless you are expecting you will be sick with a fever every day of the 30 days. You will be around others during that entire time, and you replace your face mask once every 10 minutes. No one needs 800 face masks for 30 days. Thank you. Unless you are babysitting 10 babies, no one needs over 50 packages of baby wipes for 30 days because, and hear this, others need toilet paper, others need hand sanitizer, others need Lysol, others need baby wipes, others, when they are sick and have to be out in public, need masks. You are making yourself less safe by hoarding because you are making it harder for others to be safe and to take responsible precautions against disease. Morgan Demick, thank you. You said what I said in a longer sentence or post than I had said it. Stop hoarding and think of others. That's exactly what I said in my other videos. Stop hoarding. Think of others. It's not that difficult to not cause this kind of madness. It's insane. All right. People are literally fighting over toilet paper. I'm not gonna watch people fight because I don't want to see that. So I totally agree with that woman about like the she called it a herd mentality. Thank you, World War. Not what is it? Walking Dead. Um, but no, it is. I consider it the mob mentality. Same basic principle. Um, it's you think you need something because everybody else tells you you do. Uh, this is insane. Um, Coronavirus crisis, toilet paper panic takes over. I wonder, I don't want to just watch random people that are like me and think they know everything when they really don't know very much at all. Look, The Daily Show. He's always an entertaining person. Toilet paper shortage, zombie apocalypse, or seasonal flu. Why people are stockpiling. Let's see what this one says.
People right now are facing this uncertainty on a global scale, and they're not sure what they can do to control their world around them. In this case, the way I compensate for feeling like I have no ability to control this outbreak, what I can control is how prepared I am for it.
With toilet paper? And why can they only find professors and people working at colleges right now to talk? I'm not saying that they are any less relevant or their information is, but why aren't we talking to like higher ups that are like, okay, this has got to stop people. Why are we buying so much toilet paper?
This resource scarcity is exacerbated nowadays when we look at social media. Countries who said they were not going to engage in panic buying, fine, that was before COVID-19 was in their city. So you're observing people hoarding these products on the other side of the planet, and it just makes you feel like it's going to be a scarce resource, and then people start responding this way.
Illogical people start responding this way. Illogical people, because we're seeing this happen in China and we're like, what the crap is wrong with you? Legitimately, that anybody in China that's watching this toilet paper apocalypse happen is sitting there thinking, what is going on? Like, even when did any of my videos, any of them before this hit, so like the last couple videos, did I mention toilet paper? Ever? I talked about not being able to go into a Starbucks. I talked about masks and hand sanitizer being unavailable. And now I've been able to find hand sanitizer. And I bought a few of those, but I didn't go like insane and buy like so much that the shelves were bare. I was just like, oh, here we go. Here's my hand sanitizers. But did you hear me mention toilet paper at all? Did you hear anybody out of China posting anything online mention anything about toilet paper? So while she says that you see this on social media and in your brain you're like, oh my goodness, I could run out of toilet paper. No. Us logical people didn't go there. That's why there's still people on Facebook posting, why the crap is all the toilet paper gone? Think about other people. Because there's logical people that didn't run out in a panic and try to buy toilet paper.
I don't think many people look back and actually realize that by engaging in these behaviors, they're limiting access to these supplies for individuals who actually are sick. And at this,
it's not even about limiting for people that are sick. Well, that is definitely an issue. Or like that one post said, like you're hurting the people that are like elderly, that are on like extreme budgets, poorer families that can't go out and fracking buy 30 fracking things. toilet paper is stinking expensive in America. Like, I'm always like, because I don't like the Scott brand because it's like, yeah, it's really, But you start looking at, like, Angel Soft and Charmin, and you're like, I'm going to pay how much? And I don't even feel like I get enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like there's enough toilet paper for the price I'm paying. So it isn't even about hurting the sick people, although you definitely are hurting the sick people. It's about just hurting everybody else because you're only thinking of yourself.
Actually going to be true once this virus starts hitting poorer countries. When resources are scarce, that selfishness just comes out and it's unavoidable.
It's not unavoidable. If we actually valued life, and yes, I'm going to put that there. If we actually were not all keen on murdering babies in the womb, if we didn't create this environment, if you look at the Depression, okay, what happened in the Depression was horrible. Like, if you do your research on the Depression, but how did America survive the Great Depression? How did we survive it? Because at that time, community was still a thing. People still looked out for each other. We weren't dependent on the government. We had farms. A lot of people were farmers, and these people like traveled to try to find work, and yeah, I know that there was like a lot of the farms had their problems too. Like, it wasn't like nobody had. I mean, it was just a whole compounded situation of chaos. But the reason we survived it, and the reason we survived the Great Depression, is because people were willing to look out for people. So, like, when these people were looking for jobs, somebody's like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, you can, do this, and I'll make sure you can have some dinner with us and a place to sleep for the night. That doesn't happen anymore. I talked about how when there was the fires in Los Alamos, how some hotels raised their prices knowing that Los Alamos had been evacuated and that people needed a place to stay. That is disgustingly sick. However, in the midst of that, there were some places that in turn made the rooms either really, really cheap or free for people. Now, Los Alamos is a very wealthy city and county in New Mexico. It's one of the wealthy areas, but not everybody that lives there is wealthy. But if you could prove you were from Los Alamos and you were affected by this evacuation, you were able to get a discounted or a free hotel room at some of the hotels. Now those quickly went away, but I believe they even had to, like, the governor had to say, like, don't raise your prices. What the heck is wrong with you? And they had to actually start, like, regulating hotel prices. I was younger then, so I didn't pay that much attention. But I'm just saying, it does bring out the selfishness of people, but it is not unavoidable. That's a cop-out. It is not unavoidable. It is very easy to think about someone else. Consider this. If you are one of these toilet paper hoarders and you're sitting here and you're looking around and you're thinking to yourself, I have 5 packages of 24 count toilet paper. Well, why don't you, like, survey your neighbors and be like, look, dude, I bought into the panic buying. I'm ashamed to admit it. But, and this is going to sound so totally random, but could you use some toilet paper? Or even use social media. Look, guys, I bought into the toilet paper insanity. I have, you don't have to give a whole pack away. You could be like, I'm giving away four rolls, to the first 12 people that comment, whatever. You know what I mean? You're still going to have to deal with stuff. I'm just saying, like, we need to be thinking about each other, and it's not unavoidable. It's not, selfishness does not have to be a way of life. And as long as we keep excusing it, we're going to keep seeing it.
People don't trust their governments to handle this health emergency. I think right now people are afraid that they're not getting full information, and in some cases, I think people are afraid that they're getting misled.
Oh, sorry.
They're shutting down the landlines in 20.
Stop it. Which one was I watching now? I feel like I lost the... Oh, well, okay, so I accidentally cut her off, and I apologize for that. But yeah, I can understand that people feel like they can't trust their government. Oh, was this it? This was it. Maybe it'll go. No, we'll go. Sorry, everyone. I know this is awkward. Okay.
People don't trust their governments to handle this health emergency. I think right now people are afraid that they're not getting full information, and in some cases, I think people are afraid that they're getting misled. I think that's what governments should be focused on in their messaging, rebuilding that sense of trust.
Okay, it isn't just the coronavirus that makes us not trust the government, right? I mean, when was the last time you said that you actually believed what, like, the government was feeding you? And if you said, like, when you know, there was a Democrat in the office, you've definitely been drinking the Kool-Aid. If you said whenever there's a Republican, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. Guys, drinking the Kool-Aid. They're lying to us. They're always lying to us. The government is always withholding information. Always. Always. But have we had shortages on toilet paper? No. So, how do you stop panic buying? It has nothing to do with trusting the government. Nothing at all. Where is this fear about the toilet paper coming from? Like, I can't, as much as these people are saying, like, well, they're afraid they're going to run out of something, or they're afraid they're not going to have it. Like I said, I can see that, but why is it toilet paper? That is my question. Why is it toilet paper? And no one can give me the answer. Like, I showed yesterday in some of my videos, or in my video, like, some of the responses, like, well, some people use that to blow their nose, but is that what you would automatically think of? I have to protect myself, I'm gonna buy toilet paper. Is that your first thought? Like, I kind of like how the marketing lady said that. Like, you see all these people, like, surrounding a certain area, and you're like, oh, I gotta do that too. It's the mob mentality, but why is it focused on toilet paper?
Which can only come from creating confidence among the population that people are getting full access to information.
We're never going to have full access to information, guys. Never. The government is always going to hide things from us. Always. It's just the way it's going to be. I'm not going to watch that, but I would recommend, because he's got a sense of humor, The Daily Show. If you want to watch that one, I'd recommend it, because he's definitely got a great sense of humor about things, and maybe he would tell us more. What they're not telling us. I love how, like, these normal people, it's a pandemic. See, I'd be worried about food and water than toilet paper. I'd be more worried as well. I think the fear, see, that's what they keep saying. I think the fear is that they'll need it if they're quarantined, but you better have a lot of food stocked up. You don't need to wipe if you haven't eaten. And that's my thing. Like, I get you have this fear, but what is quarantine? I think that's part of the problem. Like, maybe they don't have a concept of what exactly it means when you're quarantined. Now, if someone has the virus in China and they're quarantined, they are not locked in, but, like, they have a hotel, and, like, they have to stay in the rooms, and they have food brought to them, and the people are all covered in the disease gear of, like, the full body suit with the masks and all of that. But if you're just quarantined because you're just quarantined, that just means, like, don't spend a lot of time outdoors. It's essentially what's already happening. It's the whole, don't go to mass public gatherings, and avoid unnecessary travel, and be smart. Be smart. That's what a quarantine is, guys. According to this. And you're asking how I know that, because I'm seeing that in China. I'm seeing that living here. So what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like, it would literally have to be a militarized situation for there to be a quarantine where you cannot go out and buy toilet paper. You know what I mean? And only a moronic government system, which America may have its faults, but is not. Only a moronic government system would shut everything down. You may not be able to go to a restaurant. You may not be able to go hang out in a mall and shop for leisurely items. Or if you do, it's going to be a limited amount of people. But they're not going to shut down the staples. They're not going to shut down the power. They're not going to shut down the water. They're not going to shut down the gas. They're not going to shut down grocery stores and supermarkets. They're not going to shut down hospitals. They're not going to shut down the things you need. But once again, it all circles back to why toilet paper? Why toilet paper? I don't understand. Why toilet paper? See? Absolutely mind-boggling. Can I give you a thumbs up there? I'm not the only one that thinks this is the stupidest thing ever. Shortage of toilet paper. They're doing it because stupid is more contagious. I don't think people are stupid. I believe in the mob mentality. I said it's illogical. I said it's illogical to think that toilet paper is what you need to stock up on. I don't think they know why they bought toilet paper. I think it's just a herd mentality. See? When they get home, they'll probably ask themselves why they even bought it. Yeah. I still don't know why the fixation is toilet paper. But yep, there you go. Yeah, when someone herd mentality, mob mentality. So if anything, it's mob mentality. I still don't know why it's toilet paper though.